George Lucas unveils Yoda's speech secrets and his Star Wars deal. At the 2025 TCM Classic Film Festival, fans were treated to a special screening of The Empire Strikes Back, celebrating its 45th anniversary. And who better to guide us through this cinematic journey than the legendary George Lucas himself? As he took the stage, the audience was in for a delightful mix of nostalgia and behind-the-scenes stories that shaped the film industry. Moderator Ben Mankiewicz tried to steer the conversation towards The Empire Strikes Back, but Lucas had a different agenda. He began by reminiscing about his early days and his friendship with the iconic Francis Ford Coppola, sharing a humorous anecdote from their time working on Coppola's Finian's Rainbow. "I was 22, Francis was 27. We both had beards and long hair, looking like a couple of film students while the rest of the crew was around 65. Lucas chuckled, setting a light-hearted tone for the evening. As the conversation flowed, the audience eagerly awaited Lucas's insights on Star Wars. He revealed that the original script was more of a rough draft for a much grander saga. "I write like a blueprint," he explained. "It's not very detailed. When I finished the Star Wars script, it was around 130 to 180 pages long. I decided to split it into 3 parts, focusing on the first one because I knew we wouldn't get enough funding for the whole story. Then came the fun part, the reason behind Yoda's quirky way of speaking." Lucas shared, "If you speak regular English, people won't pay much attention. But if he has an accent or speaks in a way that's hard to understand, it makes them focus on his words. He's essentially the philosopher of the movie, and I needed to ensure that especially the 12-year-olds were listening." When it was time to discuss The Empire Strikes Back, Lucas didn't linger on the film's production. Instead, he unveiled the groundbreaking deal he struck with the studio before the first Star Wars even hit theaters. "I told them, I'll do it for $50,000 to write, direct, and produce, but I want the sequels. I also insisted on the rights because I was determined to make those movies, no matter what happened with the first one." But the real game changer? Lucas asked for licensing rights, a concept the studio was clueless about at the time. They thought, "What's licensing?" They dismissed it, thinking I'd never pull it off. They believed it took $1 billion and a year to make a toy, so there was no money in that. Realizing that Fox wasn't putting much effort into promoting Star Wars, Lucas took matters into his own hands. "I got kids walking around Disneyland and Comic Cons to promote the movie. That's why Fox was shocked when the lines wrapped around the block on opening day." As the conversation wrapped up, Mankiewicz tossed Lucas a light-hearted question about his favorite character, Yoda or Lando Calrissian. With a playful smirk, Lucas replied, "If you have 12 kids, which one do you like the most?" While the deep dive into The Empire Strikes Back may not have been what some fans expected, at 80 years old, Lucas is sharing his story on his own terms, leaving us all captivated by his journey through the galaxy far, far away.